Good. Okay, so this is part 3. We got interrupted. We were talking about the cooperation between the CIA, Eastern European Intelligence Services, and GCHQ, MI6, MI5, and you know, clearly we're putting our lives in danger.
And the secret hitmen.
Yeah, hitmen contracts. I think it's long been known. I mean, Hillary Clinton boasted in Congress about the brutal, brutal murder of Gaddafi. And she said, we saw, he died. And she laughed. And it's well known that assassinations are part of the international CIA remit. That's what they do. So this is just getting real personal about who are the people that do these contract killings. But anyway, we got interrupted, and so this is just the conclusion. Hopefully not, because my goal is that Elena get free, that she gets safe with her daughter, and that she gets away. But also, obviously, this is my assistant who's worked with me tirelessly for next to nothing for 2 years and has kept his survivor story private until now. So I'm very, very in awe of the courage that the past week has taken for the truth to come out. So we covet your prayers. We covet your support. There's a GoFundMe link in the description box. And just thank you that we are believers in Jesus and protection. And we just pray protection over every vulnerable survivor. And we don't regret doing the show from last week, because until that moment, Ilana was even still in denial. She thought, even though she escaped brutal beatings by her mother, she thought that being beaten up by her husband twice a week was normal. So I just appeal to every domestic violence sufferer, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there in Jesus' name. All right,
she was asking me, she was up there just before this incident, his death threats towards me. She was asking me how to get a divorce. He was not at home, so that she used the situation to. She was asking me how to get a divorce because she borrowed so much money, and it was all for his needs, for good computer, for this and that, and he was just wasting it all to buy a car, but then he just wasted all that money.
Yeah, and I've got
everything is in her name because he's always
your volume's gone again.
Is it better now?
Yeah. I have a survivor friend that I know face to face who's been in a marriage, I don't know, 15 plus years. And the last violent incident, she was thrown around like a rag doll. She ended up in hospital, but she still wants to take her time to separate. And she's still saying things like, I don't want to leave him homeless and penniless, and the children love him, and blah, blah, blah. And the house is so beautiful. You know, she's not saying the house is so beautiful, but it's like some domestic violence victims need to know if they stay around for one more beating, it could be the last. They could end up dead.
So she is renting that apartment for her and her child, and her child unfortunately saw their fights as well, which is crazy. The child is
it's not just unfortunate, it's child abuse. For a child to witness violence.
So I told her, you don't need to find a slow way to divorce him. Get his stuff in the house is yours. Even his computer, everything is in your name. And just get his stuff in a suitcase, throw it out the window, and let him chase it. but she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't know how to kick him out. She doesn't want, and because she's saying to me, "How am I going to pay off all these debts I've taken to pay for him?" And it's the financial
It's the financial and it's the logistical, but
and
none of
she's
those.
afraid that if she calls police and tells them all this information, they'll take her child away forever from her.
It's possible. It's
She's
possible.
afraid of that, so she doesn't want to lose her child. That's why she's afraid as well.
Yeah, but fear is the mind killer. Elisa and Gabriel used to say, from that movie, fear is the mind killer. And even though I understand you have a beautiful home, you've got these debts to pay off, and everything looks normal to the outsider, but at some point you have to see, you know what, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me.
This is not normal. Yeah, this is not normal.
Not normal at all.
And her daughter
Okay.
is seeing it. So,
Which
yeah.
is just utterly traumatic, utterly, utterly traumatic. For children to witness their mothers getting beaten black and blue it's child abuse. And for the mother to stay and normalize that and say, oh, but it's worth it because he pays the bills and most of the time he's nice and I don't know where I would go. Like my mother stayed with a monster and in the 50s and 60s, it was very difficult to leave a husband and be a deserted wife.
Alana is 43 now, and she finally wants some stability, but you can't find stability with a monster.
No, never. And I hate saying that because God hates divorce, but I'm sorry, she has to get to safety for her child's sake, if nothing else. All right, I'm going to go because my son is here and I've got stuff to do. There's one thing I want to connect with you. Like, I want to salute you, first of all, for this interview, which you have liberty to edit, whatever. But I want to thank you for what you've been through this week and how you've survived. And then at some point, maybe over the weekend, I just want to connect with you for half an hour to do some personal things. I've got like I've got some personal technical things.
Sure.
But for today, you did fantastic.
Well, it had to be done. It had to be done at some point.
We have to tell the truth.
It's been so long.
I wanted to say to you just one more thing, right? I listened to George Galloway's show a couple of nights ago. Now, I've got reservations about him. He refers to several international incidents as though they were real, when there's very much evidence that they were staged. But he says that there's a thing in the UK where allegedly a 15-year-old Muslim girl ran away from England to join ISIS and become an ISIS bride. Shamima Begum is her name, allegedly. And he says that it's just come out that Canadian intelligence services took her from her school in Bradford, I think, in the UK, and they transported her and delivered her as a 15-year-old bride to ISIS.
If not them who radicalized her.
Well, and then the UK intelligence services, according to George Galloway, covered it up. He says the UK intelligence services have decided not to allow her back to England. And it's not out of any moral conscience. It's because it might come out that UK and Canadian...
The
MI6 and Canadian intelligence services collaborated to traffic her. And this is what George Galloway says, that the intelligence services don't want to come out. So I'm just saying...
Obviously, in my situation, because international intelligence services they are involved.
Yeah.
Obviously, they will be stopping the police from going too far.
Yeah. I think they will pacify you. Yeah, I think they'll pacify you They've given you rapid response status. They may install CCTV. Your brother-in-law may back off and think, oh, I better not try and put a hit on him again. He goes straight to the authorities. They may tell your brother-in-law off and say, shut the fuck up. But ultimately their goal will be to cover up that
to cover up
the intelligence services are already globalists. It doesn't matter if you say Ukraine or Lithuania or UK or Canada or wherever, they are already a global operation. Intelligence services, United Nations, they already operate as globalists.
Certainly, and also Lithuania is a very good friend with the United States, especially with the Lithuanian Secret Services, with United States Secret Services.
Wow,
And
CIA. Yeah. Wow. All right,
so
Aaron, I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to just say that's why I sort of want to let it, known.
Yeah, well done. Bravo. I'll send you the link without it being public. You can share it with Derek and then you can decide how we go forward. I love you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And pray for Elena. I know she's making you crazy, but
I unblocked her, but she doesn't. She didn't check. She doesn't know I unblocked her.
we
But
just have to pray
whenever
for her safety. But
whenever
I know.
she's ready,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
there
yeah.
for her. I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweetheart. Take care and talk to you over the weekend.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. God bless.
Yeah. Bye.